Welcome back, everybody, to the Deep Dive. Ready to explore the power of the mind with us today? We're diving deep into the idea of complete mental reprogramming for a life full of richness and success.
Yeah, we're not talking about just like small improvements here and there, but a complete transformation.
I love that. So where do we even begin with something as big as complete mental reprogramming?
Well, I think the first step is recognizing that our minds are incredibly powerful.
Okay.
Like they're not just these passive observers of the world around us.
Right.
Our thoughts, they actually have the power to shape our reality.
So you're saying our thoughts aren't just these fleeting things, they actually have real impact.
Exactly. They're not just whispers. They're like the seeds of our reality. They're the blueprints from which our lives are built.
So if we're constantly thinking negative thoughts, we're actually setting ourselves up for a pretty tough life.
Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. If you're constantly planting seeds of doubt and fear, that's exactly what you're going to harvest, right? Limitations.
That's a powerful way to think about it. But it also makes me think, what about those limiting beliefs that we might not even realize are holding us back? The ones that say we're not good enough or not smart enough or just not worthy,
Yeah,
you know?
absolutely. Those limiting beliefs, they can be so insidious, right? They can be like scaffolding that limits the height our aspirations can even reach.
A ceiling almost.
Yeah, like a mental ceiling that stops us from even trying to climb higher.
So how do we even begin to break free from these self-imposed limitations? Like, how do we even know what they are half the time?
Yeah, it takes some real introspection.
Okay.
Think about areas of your life where you might be feeling stuck, like you hesitate to take action. What are the stories you're telling yourself in those moments?
Oh, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah,
It's like, I'm not good at public speaking, so I won't even try.
right. Are you replaying those old narratives about your abilities or your worthiness?
I've definitely been guilty of that. It's like these negative scripts are just on autopilot.
And if we let them, those narratives can become self-fulfilling prophecies. But, and here's the good news, once you shine a light on those limiting beliefs, you can start dismantling them.
Like, okay, demolition time.
Yeah, exactly. It's time to tear down those mental walls.
I'm ready for a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
So what are some tools we can use for this mental demolition project? I mean, where do we start?
Well, one powerful tool is the use of affirmations. And I'm not talking about just repeating like empty positive phrases.
Yeah, just like, I am happy.
Yeah.
I am successful.
Right. It's not just that, it's deeper. It's about crafting declarations of intent, powerful incantations that align with your desired reality.
So we're talking about like linguistic alchemy, using words to change our reality.
Absolutely. Words hold an incredible power. But to tap into that power, we've got to move beyond those superficial platitudes.
Right, make it real for us.
Yes, create affirmations that truly resonate.
How do we make sure our affirmations are like that? They pack a punch, they're effective. Because I've tried them in the past, and sometimes they just feel a bit hollow,
Yeah. The key is to make them deeply personal. Connect them to your core values, your desires. And don't just say the words, you've got to infuse them with feeling, with belief. Imagine the feeling of achieving your goals, like really living your dream life, and let that energy fuel your affirmations.
I get it. It's about like embodying the affirmation, not just reciting it.
Yeah.
But what about consistency? I mean, is it really necessary to practice these techniques every single day?
Think of it this way. If you want to reprogram your mind for success, you're essentially establishing new neural pathways.
Okay.
Just like building physical strength takes consistent effort, so does building mental strength. Those daily rituals, whether it's affirmation or visualization or meditation, they're like the building blocks of lasting transformation.
It's like creating this sacred space for personal growth, a daily commitment to nurturing our minds and shaping our reality. But what about when things get tough? Like, how do we stay positive when life throws those inevitable curveballs? The challenges.
You're right. Life will always present challenges. It's like navigating a river. There will always be rapids that test the resilience of our boat.
So how do we, navigate those rapids without getting totally capsized?
The key is to reframe our perspective on challenges. Instead of seeing them as roadblocks, we can choose to see them as opportunities for growth, for learning.
Like, instead of letting those rapids knock us off course, we can use them to build our strength and resilience, like hone our skills as navigators of our own lives.
Precisely. And remember, even the most skilled rafters out there, they're going to encounter rough waters from time to time. It's not about avoiding challenges altogether. It's about developing the mental fortitude to navigate them effectively.
I'm loving this. It feels like we're just scratching the surface here. This is so cool. It really is amazing how much power we have inside our own minds. It's like we've been given this incredible toolbox, but nobody ever showed us how to use it?
Yeah, it's true. We often just completely underestimate the impact that our thoughts and beliefs have on, well, on everything, on shaping
Mhm.
our reality. But once we become aware of that power, I mean, that's when things get really interesting. Then we can start consciously creating a life that's more aligned with, with what we really want.
Absolutely. And speaking of creating our reality, I've always been really curious about visualization. I've tried it a bit, but I'd love to hear your take on how to use it effectively.
Oh, visualization is super powerful, especially when it comes to manifesting your goals.
Ah,
It's really about harnessing the power of your imagination to create these vivid mental pictures, like images of the outcomes you want. Remember that idea of the mind as a canvas?
yeah, I love that one.
Well, visualization, it's like taking that canvas and sketching out the masterpiece you want to create.
So it's not just daydreaming. It's more like creating a detailed blueprint for our future selves.
Exactly.
Do you have any tips for making visualizations really effective? Sometimes I find my mind wandering and the pictures aren't very clear.
That's a common challenge. One thing that can really help is to engage all of your senses. Don't just see the outcome, but try to feel it, hear it, smell it, even taste it if you can.
Wow, okay.
Make it as real and vibrant as possible. The more immersed you are in that experience, the more powerful it becomes.
It's like creating a VR experience for your goals.
Mm.
That's cool. But life isn't always sunshine and rainbows. And we've talked about reframing challenges, but how do we stay motivated, stay
Okay.
positive when we hit those setbacks, when things get tough?
Yeah, well, challenges are just part of the journey, right?
So
They're like those unexpected rapids, the ones that can throw you off course, but they can also make you a stronger, more resilient rafter.
I like that, building those mental muscles.
Yeah. The more you push through challenges, the stronger you become. And remember, every successful person out there, they've all faced setbacks. They had failures. It's about not letting those experiences define you. Instead, you can see them as well as learning opportunities, stepping stones on that path to greatness.
It's all about that bounce back mentality. It's about that unwavering belief in your ability to overcome anything. You get knocked down, you dust yourself off, and you say, okay, what did I learn? How can I use this to keep moving forward?
Exactly. And you know what? You don't have to go through those challenges alone. And this is a great segue into another important aspect of creating a rich and successful life:
Okay, I'm intrigued. What is it?
building bridges, bridges of connection.
Oh, I love that. Bridges of connection. Tell me more.
We're all interconnected, right? Like threads in this huge tapestry. The relationships we build with others, those are the bridges that support us, inspire us, and help us reach new heights.
It's about recognizing that we're not alone, that we're all part of something bigger. And when we support each other, collaborate, celebrate each other's successes, that's when we really thrive.
Exactly. And building bridges, it's not just about receiving support, it's about giving back too, contributing to the well-being of others.
It's about understanding that true success, it's not a zero-sum game.
Mm-hmm.
When we lift each other up, when we share what we know, we create this collective tide that lifts all boats.
I couldn't have said it better myself.
But building these strong, meaningful connections, that takes more than just, casual acquaintances.
Yeah.
How do we make that happen?
Start by being more present in your interactions. Put the phone down, make eye contact, and really listen to what others are saying.
Go deeper than those surface-level conversations.
Exactly. And remember, it takes time and effort.
Mm.
Nurturing connections, showing up for people, being a source of support.
Yeah, it's about realizing that we're all in this together, that our journeys are enriched by the connections we build. Speaking of journeys, this makes me think about legacy. It's not just about achieving success in our lifetime, but about leaving something behind, something meaningful, something that inspires others.
You've hit on something profound. We often think of legacy as something reserved for the famous or wealthy, right? But in reality, each of us has this incredible power to create a legacy that ripples out and touches countless lives.
It's about the impact we have, the difference we make, the love we share, the inspiration we spark in others.
Exactly. Legacy isn't about accomplishments alone. It's about who we are, how we live, the values we embody.
So how do we ensure that our legacy reflects the best of who we are, that it inspires others to live their lives with purpose and passion?
It starts by living with intention. Ask yourself, what kind of impact do I want to have on the world? What values do I want to live by? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind?
That's powerful. Aligning our actions with our values, making choices that reflect our deepest aspirations, and in doing so, inspiring others to do the same.
Exactly. And remember, legacy isn't just about grand gestures or huge achievements. It's also about those small, everyday acts of kindness and compassion. Those things can make a world of difference.
It's about being a source of light for others, leaving behind this ripple effect of love and positivity that continues to spread even after we're gone.
Absolutely. And as we wrap up this incredible deep dive, I think it's important to remember that we're all works in progress, right? We're constantly evolving and growing, and our legacies are being shaped with every single choice we make.
I love that idea, that we're all works in progress. But I have to admit that the idea of creating a legacy can feel a little daunting sometimes, you know? Where do we even start?